and gentlemen, let me welcome back to the ULTRARUNNING Magazine podcast for our regular feature, What's the Issue, with Editor-in-Chief Amy Clark. Amy, how you doing?
I'm good, Scotty. How are you?
Fantastic. So good to have you back. Here we are in the afterglow of Western States. Boy, did I have a great time with everyone from the magazine there.
So did I, and I was so excited to spend some time with you and the rest of the team and just enjoy Western States.
Oh, 100%.
So much fun.
But I enjoyed Western States almost as much, and that's saying a lot because I have had a whole lot of fun, as I am this new issue of the magazine. You must be so tickled with this because it's so dang good.
You know, I am. It's crazy how you know, you kind of come up with a concept, and granted, it was kind of a concept that we had never done before, so I was a little, you know, a little skeptical, like wasn't sure how it was going to look or how it was going to work, but it worked out just so great. And so many of our writers were so excited to contribute. And it came off so well done. You know, all the content is amazing. So photographers, writers, everyone who contributed just did an amazing job.
So what is the concept?
So the concept beyond, you know, our normal issue includes columns, it includes news, it includes race reports. And this particular issue was kind of trails feature. Just across the board, everything had to do with trails. So the photos, the features, everything was related to running on trail. And it brought in just a beautiful variety of different, you know, articles, different ideas, different perspectives. You know, it was just really, really fun to see it all come together.
Now, if you recognize Amy, you'll recognize that she has a regular column at the very front end of this. And so I thought you encapsulated it really well, which is that this issue is a celebration of trails, trail work, the unique stories that come off the trail, research, and how we move through the trails, connecting with other people, nature, and ourselves. And so it really gets at the essence of it. I know I was like super excited, like I got to get back on the trail, like anywhere, like right now, just point direction. I got so excited, but so I hope that was a good representation of what you guys were aiming for here.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's funny how we, as ultra runners, we don't necessarily always run on trails, but typically that's how we kind of perceive our sport as a trail, you know, trail running, trail races. And, you know, it's funny because you switch from road to trail and there is a significant difference, and you do have to think about it, and you have to think about the differences and why we're so connected to the trail. There's a lot to explore there, and we wanted to do that in this issue. So yeah.
Well, a kick-ass issue deserves a kick-ass cover, which you guys have covered in spades.
Thank you.
Talk about that.
Yes.
That is one hell of an image.
Howie Stern brings it again, man. He every time I'm like, Howie, you know, we need some photos of trail, and you know, we have a number of wonderful photographers that contribute. This photo just happened to be one that I thought was really resonated well with our issue, and it deserved to be on the cover. So yeah.
Who's on the cover?
Oh, that would be Miss Courtney DeWalter. Wonder who she is.
Oh my gosh.
We saw a lot of her this weekend.
Yeah, well, not for very long, because she like, what was that? Oh, that was Courtney just like blazing through. More on that later, because I definitely want to kind of get your takeaways from that weekend. But before we do, what are some of the featured articles in this issue?
Yeah, so we've got, you know, a number of them, and they are across the spectrum, like as far as like from how our sport is related, like kind of compares to surfing and skateboarding, and how it all kind of is a similar vibe, like with trail running.
You know that, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's fine.
That article, like, it felt like that was kind of a departure from what we typically do, because it
Yeah.
is talking about other sports and how they kind of relate to ultra running and to trail running. But
Right.
it was so great to see those, and the images again are just like they're so good. I don't know how you guys do it and manage to
Yeah.
find all these images, but you do. Um, I,
Well,
yeah.
I have to, say thanks to our writers and our photographers because that's how it all comes together. So yeah. Um, so that was by our writer Gail Dutig. I'm gonna pronounce his name Dutigny. Yeah. So he's, kind of our foreign correspondent. He does a lot of international writing for us about international races. But this particular article was really really cool, really enlightening, really, kind of almost Zen like this is what trail running is, and it's how we really explore the boundaries of sport, really. So and then I'm gonna kind of go in order. We have a really great article by Jason Coop, and it's kind of talking about how to run downhill and how to dominate the downhills and kind of the research that's been done on running downhill. And it's, it really does help with, strategizing your next downhill ultra. So that was really timely with Western States for sure.
Yeah, he really broke that down really well. It's easy to digest what he's saying and make it applicable to your training loads. And like, yeah, maybe you're doing some like cross training work might not be the way to go
Right.
for your training. So some
Yeah.
definite food for thought there. So great
Yeah.
job, Jason, as always.
Yeah, as always, he brings it to the table. Jeff Kozak, who also we got to see this past weekend, wrote a really great feature on different trails and different adventures, because it's definitely more than just trails. But he's pulled like 5 different really long, adventurous trails in the Sierra Nevada, and kind of highlighted like how long the trail is, what you're going to expect, really details all those adventures out there, so that if you're interested in going out and adventuring in that area, he really knows his stuff. And so he's picked out some primo spots,
Yeah, I talked to
primo
Jeff.
routes.
Yeah, I talked to Jeff in person at the Western States Expo the day before the event, and we got to talking about his involvement with doing trail work. And I asked him what his favorite trail is. He lives out in Bishop, which is
Yeah.
down in the eastern Sierras, and that one of those trails he mentioned, the Evolution Loop,
Yeah.
is in that article, which was so cool to see. Jeff, by the way, like came in just a few ticks over 23 hours at States. Congratulations, Jeff. We're so
Amazing.
proud. But you can check out that interview on our Instagram account. So
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, this was a he's always an amazing columnist, but this was a kind of an extension of him, and so I feel like it really represents him really well in the area that he runs in. And then I'm going to skip ahead to this awesome, just incredible article. And when I heard about the idea, I was so excited about it. Um, but Dr. Nick Tiller, who's one of our columnists and does, kind of a Q&A with the um, exercise physiology, he wrote an article about doing research on the trail and all the work that's required to get that research from endurance athletes when they're out at these amazing races up in the mountains or on the trail, or just kind of battling the elements, battling the fatigue of the runners, battling the tight quarters that they have to fit into to get all the equipment in there to conduct the actual tests. I mean, it's really incredible to hear his side of things. And so that article, I just was blown away by. Yeah.
yeah, and that's one thing that I noticed at Western States this year at the again at the expo, which is you ever get a chance to get, it really is such a unique event in our sport, and I would really urge you to go out and just watch it. If you can go volunteer, go volunteer. If you can
Right.
crew or pace, go do it. And for the love of Pete, if you can run it, do it.
Yeah. Right.
But
Don't turn it down.
don't turn it down. Don't turn it down. But there was a medical study tent there. And I don't know if you noticed it.
I did.
And it's the first time that I really noticed it at States, because usually things are kind of spread all over the place. But anyways, but I was so like taken back by one, how many people were actually there working for the study, but the other is how many people are actually wanting to get involved with it.
Right.
And that's really exciting to see that people want to help propel the sport go forward. And so we can learn about it because really the sport is so young in terms of its evolution. So that's really cool to see.
Yeah. Yeah. Dr. Andy Pasternak, it was the medical director of Western States this year, and he kind of coordinated a pre-states. It was kind of a conference for medical people, so they could kind of understand not only about ultras and crewing and doing the medical detail during the race, but also the research that's going on in the sport right now, especially led by Western States. And so that was kind of a precursor to the race, and I believe we'll be doing some coverage on that event as well. So that'll be interesting to do more, coverage on, which will be great.
Great.
Yeah.
So what else you got?
So I'm gonna speed ahead to like the back of this issue, not quite all the way back. But our columnist, John Trent, has just come out with a book, and I actually happen to have it right here, called Second Sunrise. And it is about the history of Western States. And he was generous enough to offer us a little excerpt of that for the magazine. And so it gives you a little just snippet of the book and what it's about, and it's so amazing. So Western States, we celebrated the 50th year this year, and it's kind of a significant, event. And so John put out this book, and some of that history is in our magazine this month. So
Yeah, I got the same book on my coffee table right now, and I flip through it every chance I get.
amazing.
It's so well done, and there's like something for everybody in that. And John is such a great ambassador for the sport, but especially for the event itself. So
Yeah.
it's really cool that he was generous enough to give us a little tasting of that. And if you
Yeah.
can pick up that book while you still can, I would totally do it. So
Yeah, and if you're interested, read that little excerpt and kind of get an idea of what the book is going to fill you with, because it really does. It goes from day one of, Western States to current day. So yeah, that's
yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah. And I still am so flabbergasted by seeing everyone who ran it back in the day versus what it takes to get through it now, and
Yeah.
just mad respect of like how did you guys even do it? Just with total grit and talent,
Yeah.
and pure determination. But hats off, so awesome.
Yeah, I'm skipping through, but there are, this issue in particular has like something so different for each writer. So I don't want to spoil it all, but it's all so good. It's all so good.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. So go get it, subscribe,
Yeah.
resubscribe,
Yeah.
pick it up at your local, bookstore or writing store if they're lucky
Yeah.
to have it. So
Right now we are actually we're keeping in the Western States mode, and so our next issue, our September issue, will also include a special Western States issue that will include all the coverage from this year's race, including the results, but also some special features. And so, subscribe now to get that, because that's just going to happen this year. It won't happen any other year. So yeah, definitely subscribe or renew.
wow, look at you guys giving away
I know.
stuff like that. How
I
generous.
know.
Thanks.
Crazy.
I can't wait to get it. But let's go ahead and talk about what a weekend it was
Yeah.
with such an amazing performance by Tom Evans. But how could you not talk about Courtney Dauwalter and her historic, just like record breaking finish there? My goodness.
Yeah, it was incredible. Watching everyone come through, I think we missed the front runners at Robinson Flat, but this year everything was a little chaotic, just because not only was the main road that goes to Duncan Corner, Duncan and Dusty. So Duncan's at mile 24, Dusty's at mile 40. Those two aid stations were closed to crew. They were still open for the runners, but all of the crew were then pushed to Robinson. So Robinson was full. We were out there. It was a bit of a long slog to get out there. But then we got back to Forest Hill and saw the front runners come through at mile 62. Man, everybody looked good. So it was a good year. Yeah.
Yeah, it's some excellent stories. I was especially excited. I mean, not only to see Courtney's finish and what that does for for women's sports, which makes me so very happy to see. Other compelling stories for me personally, Pam Reed coming
Yeah,
in and getting her finish.
that's
Um,
amazing.
and Pam Reed is looking to do the triple this year. She's doing
She's doing
Badwater.
Badwater, which starts on July 4th. Yeah.
Believe
And
it.
then,
And then please
and
go.
then,
Yeah.
then Hard Rock. Yeah. Less than a week later. So
Yeah, like 3 weeks in a
I
row.
know.
What a
I
beast.
know.
What a beast.
I know. It's crazy.
So amazing. I would love to talk to
Amazing.
her someday. That would be great.
We should say Pam, who has been in the sport for years. I mean, she literally is like the most veteran of the veterans, and she's still at it, obviously. I think age 62, if I'm not mistaken. Just so powerful, just amazing.
Yeah. She came into our tent. I was like, oh my God, there's Pam Reed. I was too chicken to talk to her. Like,
Oh, I didn't even see her. Oh, shoot. Okay. I saw her finish, but yeah.
another highlight for me was Zach Bates, the phenom, who I think you can legitimately call him a phenom,
Yeah.
the youngest Western States finisher in its history,
21. Yep. Age 21.
and he has autism,
Yeah.
and I've had the pleasure to kind of develop this relationship with his family, and so it has been so great to see him just blossom by this pure love for the sport. So cool to see.
100%. Yep. 100%. He's amazing.
Yeah.
Truly, truly, I think embraced the energy that was thrown his way, and then got a ticket with just one ticket in the lottery, got into the race, and just blew us all away. So yeah,
Yeah,
congrats to Zach.
and
Amazing.
he's not done. One, he does have a documentary out that's out right now. You can follow him on Instagram at running.farther. And he's also doing UTMB. As if getting a buckle wasn't enough. Oh yeah, I'm doing
I'm gonna
UTMB.
do UTMB too. Yeah,
Holy
I have
smokes.
no doubt he can do it. He's
Same,
incredible.
same.
Yeah.
So, and just I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to everyone who stopped by our tent throughout the weekend to say hello and commented on our social. That really keeps us all going, and we
That's
love it. So, without you, there would be no us, and together we're
yeah.
doing it. So, thank you.
100%. I totally agree. It was so wonderful to see everybody. I always look forward to that weekend, that one day in particular, when pre-race, when everyone's just kind of, roaming around, saying hi and just catching up with people. It's just so wonderful to see everybody. So thanks again for stopping in and saying hi to us, because we really do absolutely appreciate everyone, coming by and saying hi.
So I have to share something with you, just a little funny Easter egg
Okay.
from the just after the golden hour. I interviewed a guy, Todd Scott. You can see it on our Instagram page again.
Okay.
Todd Scott, who was coming down from Michigan Bluff, and he tripped over a rock and fell down 25 feet into a ravine and lost his glasses. And so he had to go through. He went through, it wasn't until Michigan Bluff that he could actually get someone's prescription glasses that were not right, but good enough to make it. Anyways, right. So after I was done talking to him, he went and was trying to make his way up to the announcer's booth, where Tropical John is doing the announcing for the event, which he's got the voice for this event. It's amazing. And so my honey, she's sees this guy. She's like, this guy looks like he's really struggling. Maybe he needs help. So she ends up helping him get the message to the booth that he has Shirley's glasses and wants to get them back to her. Anyways, during another interview I did, you could hear the loudspeaker, the woman saying, Todd Scott's looking for Shirley to give her glasses back. He'll be waiting in the shade.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is incredible.
Yeah.
It just kind of caps off the weekend. I feel like that's how it was all weekend long.
I know. But
amazing.
just when you think it couldn't get better, folks, it totally does. Because I hear that you interviewed someone this week that was quite a moment for you. What happened?
Yeah, well, so there's significant names that you hear of in the sport, especially if they've been around long enough, and some of these people are not, they have fame in other areas of their career, they do something else, but they're also an ultra runner. And so I had originally set up an interview with the lead singer for Death Cab for Cutie, Ben Gibbard, who I'm sure many people are familiar with. Some may not be. He's been running ultras for at least, almost 10 years, possibly. I think it's about that, maybe a little last time, but close to 10 years. Anyway, he's going for his fifth finish at well, it'll be his fifth 100 finish next month at Cascade Crest 100. So I interviewed him for that before that. So yeah.
Wow, that's not an easy course.
Fun. No, and this will be his third time running it, and he's already got 2 finishes there. So he's going for 1 more.
Fantastic. Good luck, Ben. Can't wait to see what you did and how that whole thing turned out. So looking forward.
Yeah, it'll be in the October issue. So cool. It'll be a little ways out, but yeah.
Sweet. Oh man, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Okay. One of the things we need to talk about. The other thing, we have a race coming up next month in August. What's going on?
Yeah. So in August, we've got the Headlands Tamalpa Headlands 50K. Sorry, that name doesn't roll off the back of my tongue just because it's not familiar to me, but I call it the Headlands 50K. So I'm going to do that.
Sounds good.
I'm not a Californian. This was a race that was originally created, like, I want to say Jeff said in the late 90s. That was Jeff Stern, who's our assistant editor, writer for us as well. He's the race director this year. So it's under the magazine, but Jeff's the race director. He'll be putting it on, and we'll all be there, and it'll be a great time. And it's in Marin County. Come out and have fun with the magazine crew. Come out and race a beautiful course. Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and and say hello. Yeah, it's gonna be, a beautiful time of year. That time of year in the Headlands.
Nice and hot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shh, we're not saying that. It's going to be beautiful. You're at the coast. Coast. It's going to be
beautiful. Yeah.
Well, you have once again outdone yourself and everyone else. So thank you so much for coming on the show and everything you do. We love it.
Yeah. Back at you, Scotty. You busted your butt talking to people this last weekend, and I'm so appreciative, and I had so much fun, and let's just do it again.
Let's do it again. I can't wait.
Can't wait either.
Until next month, I'll see you at Headlands.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Take care.
Bye.